Let me say very quickly that I need not emphasize how honored I am to be here today at this historic meeting, a gathering of very important thought leaders in business, in politics, in academia, in aid of the establishment of the Nigerian University of Technology and Management, the NUTM. Every once in a while, in the life of a nation or a community, a vision emerges to do something truly extraordinary, something truly game-changing, to develop a construct that's possibly capable of decisively making a difference in a community or a nation. And frankly, I think that I do not exaggerate when I say that we are at such a moment with this project. We gather, and a lot has been said already about the need for this school, and I'm sure we've avoided the word an elite school, because many of us would rather not want to use words like that because they suggest that they are for only a very select few. But the truth is that is what this is about. It's about setting up an elite school. And it is a school which is elite in the sense that it brings together the best minds and the best talents. But it doesn't depend on their capacity to pay. But it is nevertheless an elite school. And there must be such an institution. There must be institutions, and this institution in particular, whose sole objective is to inspire innovation, inventions, research that address many of the crucial problems that we face as a nation and indeed the world. For example, how do we solve the peculiarly African health challenges such as sickle cell anemia, fibroids, cancers, some that are specifically even African? And there's so many of them, and yet we simply have not addressed those challenges from our institutions. Clearly, we need an institution that's able to provide the atmosphere to invent agricultural inputs that will guarantee the huge yields per acreage or volumes in dairy and livestock that will need to meet the demands of food security in our country today. Every time that we talk about agriculture today and we look at what we're producing and how many people we are and how much we're importing, it's very clear that somebody has to, of course there are all sorts of things going on all over the world, but it's very clear that somebody has to work on uniquely Nigerian solutions to some of these agricultural challenges. But of course, we also need an institution that will produce cutting-edge AI applications for education, for business, medicine, and security. One that can design educational innovation required to train millions of children in and out of classrooms, all across the country. I've been, around the country, practically every local government. As you can imagine, those of us who are politicians have to do that kind of thing. I see a few friends like that who are politicians. I'm not looking anywhere in particular. And really, these days, nobody really likes to be described as a politician. So I really, apologize to my friends who are indeed politicians. But I've been everywhere. And one thing that's very obvious is that we have to crack education in Nigeria. And it is getting increasingly out of hand. The sheer numbers of young people all over the place who require high-quality education, but are not even getting any at all. So the question really is what sort of designs will work? What sort of technology will work in and out of classrooms? What is it that will work? What do we do with languages? Are we going to teach in some of the local dialects, some of the local languages? Because there are just huge needs. But of course, just talking about any of these things isn't going to solve the problem. We must now produce world-class economists, managers of commerce, in a world increasingly disrupted by technology and innovation. We must convert some of our best young minds and young talents to innovators, in science and technology, in economy, in commerce, and of course in public finance, and all, the public sector related endeavors that truly make a difference in governance. Only a deliberately planned and resourced university can deliver any of these things that I've said. It has to be intentional, it has to be planned. We already have several tertiary institutions of science and technology and management sciences across Nigeria. But what is proposed is an institution that's created as a world-class center for the training of some of the best Nigerian minds and talents. It's not an equal opportunity establishment, except that the capacity to pay must not be an option. Admission, of course, as we've heard, standards must be set very high. Only the best will be required in such an institution. The institution must also engage the best academics, the best scholars, locally and internationally. And this is obviously not an institution that we have seen the likes locally, at least locally. The comparators are deliberate creations of thinkers in the public and private sectors like you and I who are here today. And the vision, I believe, is a very clear one. It's already been very well stated. But the key, of course, is funding. How do you pay for all of these great and bright ideas? But as is the case with comparable institutions all over the world, the NUTM must have considerable resources also to support high-quality research. The implications of these are vast. To excite research, the NUTM ought to be able to attract residents, as we've heard, Nobel laureates, international leaders of thought and innovation. Whether they spend 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 5 weeks or spend a year, obviously will cost money. Provisions for the attendance and hosting of academic conferences, locally and internationally, must be made. The challenge is whether we are prepared to dream this big dream and see through and consistently fund and creatively find sustainable ways of keeping it adequately resourced. I'm convinced that the founders have not just the zeal, but they also have the will to see this to fruition. And I was privileged to be invited to the very first event to introduce the university in Abuja. And on that occasion, obviously ideas were at very preliminary stages. But what we've seen between them then and now is remarkable. I think already so much progress has been made. And I'm truly excited to see that this much progress has been made. It's not surprising, given the caliber of individuals who are the founders. But I think that what this evening calls for is how to ensure that this dream becomes a reality. And it's only the beginning. This evening is only the beginning. I really would want to urge that every one of us who is here sets, and I think a lot of very inspiring things have been said already about why it is that we should participate in this activity and why it is that we should participate in founding this and in sustaining it. But frankly, the way it is that whether or not you and I choose to do it, somebody will do this. I'm so convinced that somebody will do it. And that's the thing with great ideas. Somebody somewhere one day will pick it up. And I really do hope that we here in this room are the ones that will pick up this great idea and really work towards it and ensure that it's done. I want to congratulate again the founders for doing such an excellent job so far, and to make my own personal commitment and commit on behalf of the government to do all that is necessary to ensure that this sees the light of day. Now, Now, obviously, I'm not going to be making any large donation. We're still struggling with the budget deficit. But I'm sure that everything else that is required to ensure that this happens, especially from the side of government, I will be working with others to ensure that that happens. And I also want to say that on behalf of Mr. President, this is a project that he is also very keen to see happen. And I'm sure that with his backing and with the able support of so many in and out of government, we surely will see the NUTM come to life and remaining alive and living up to all of the dreams that we've charted out for it today and in the future. Thank you very much.